everyone. So today we are going to be discussing Below Deck Med. There's not a whole lot that I'm going to be talking about in this episode just because I have watched this now a couple of days ago, so not everything is fresh in my mind. But kind of the main things that are fresh in my mind, we will be kind of going over. So this is going to probably be a fairly short episode. So let's get into it. So first things first. These guests are fucking horrible. They can fuck all the way off. And I will actually be reading something in a minute with the experience with these guests. One of them has come forward to apologize, so we'll get to that in a minute. But these guys are fucking horrible, and they should be fucking ashamed of themselves, first and fucking foremost. And you have one of them bitches. Yes, I'm gonna call you a bitch because you act like a bitch. So I'm gonna call you what you are. So she literally says to the whole butter knife gate situation. I don't know. I don't really care. But the main thing here is that like she feels that she didn't get a butter knife or the butter knife was on the wrong side. I don't fucking know. But of course you want to fight with somebody who has been in this industry for a really long time and knows the differences between a salad fork and a dinner fork. And you want to have like this competition with Aesha. Aesha, who is fucking lovely. She's amazing. Honestly, jokes aside, she's an amazing person. Again, like I've always said, she's one of my favorites. And you literally want to go into her and literally say, what was it? Your caviar, whatever the fuck term she said. But you're basically trying to say like her skills were horrible or like not like to what she wants it to be. And you're being so fucking rude to them. Like, go fuck yourself, okay? So fucking unnecessary. So fucking unnecessary the way these people talk to each other or talk to the guests. They literally, not the guests, the staff, they literally have this fucking, like, those people who are just like, they think they're better than you, talking about the debutante, like, lifestyle and shit. Like those kinds of people. This is them. But they also, like, want to talk down to the help, quote unquote, because that's what they think you are. And they think you have a right to, they have a right to do that. Let me stress this. You have people who are predominantly people of color. And not only that, I'm pretty sure the primary is a black woman. So, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. Don't fucking forget your roots and where you come from, because the way you're talking to these people are the way that they would talk to us back in the day. And you want to treat them that way? That's not how this fucking shit works. Be fucking grateful where you are in life and treat people with respect. And these fucking people didn't do that. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, so there's kind of that whole situation. And I loved because clearly there was becoming an issue. Like they're really talking down to everybody. And I guess Sandy gets wind of it and she decides, I'm going to kill them with kindness. Okay? And I loved this. She literally goes to them and she's like, listen, let me tell you a story about charter guests that we had, and they were horrible. They were treating the staff horribly. And we wanted to get them off the boat. Like just weren't getting it. Sometimes the best policy is to treat others the way you'd want to be treated, basically is what she's saying. And she said that, it just got so bad though that the owner of the yacht was literally like, listen, I don't need a fucking money. They can go. And I'm loving every minute of this. To the point where the same bitch there who wanted to come and say shit to Aesha literally was like, I'm over this conversation, so I'm gonna like leave because like fuck you and your conversation, bitch. The reason that you can't stand the heat is because you know you're fucking guilty the way you talk. You need to fucking apologize. Your mother must be proud. Anyways, enough of the charter guests for a second. Well, we're going to kind of transition a little bit from talking about the guests and moving forward to another main thing that was discussed. So that is this whole thing. That is this whole thing that's going on with Ellie and what's his face? Joe? Yeah, him. So I guess they kind of went to this really like historic area in Greece. Can't remember exactly where they were now. But like, they're taking pictures because everything has to be Instagram worthy. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention her literally saying to Aesha, "Can we move these couches? Because like that's not gonna look good for them for our picture. You, you want them to move the fucking furniture so you can have an Instagram worthy picture." Yes, I kiss my teeth. Anyways, let's continue. So yeah, they they literally are saying to talking to Ellie and Joe and whatever, and this was a little bit inappropriate on Ellie's part. She's like kissing him on the cheek. They're taking pictures of this, and it's just like this is highly inappropriate on that front. Yeah, sure, the guests seem to be all into it for the first time they're actually being nice to somebody, but like it's highly inappropriate. And yeah, just inappropriate. So when the guests are leaving, which by the way, they got 20,000 euros, not bad, I guess. I mean, it's not bad. It's actually not that bad. And you think in America, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. You need to give them all the money, all of it. Anyways, so yeah, they say as they're leaving, which is like, read the room. The reason also you said you weren't gonna say who it was, not to get them in trouble, then don't say anything. Anyways, they say, "Oh, we really want to know how the lovebirds are gonna go because we want to know like, what's gonna happen." And it's just like, okay, they don't say who it is obviously because, like I said, they didn't want to get that person in trouble. But then when they go and do the tip meeting, Sandy's like, "I have one question. There's one question that I really want to know. Who are the lovebirds?" And I wonder if they would have gotten in trouble because, like, be appropriate in front of the guests. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. But anyways, it is what it is. No one rats anybody out. But obviously Bree is gonna get a little jealous because she knows that it's most likely Joe and Ellie. And she's a little jelly. Oh, by the way, before we finish up the conversation here about Ellie and Joe, because we're not done yet, um, Bree apparently did really well with the laundry. That's very interesting to see Ellie out of the way and only dealing with towels and rags or napkins and rags or whatever the fuck. And Brie is left to deal with all the other stuff. And it seemed to have gone fairly seamless. The only person I believe that may have had a little bit of a mix up was Joe with one of his shirts. But other than that, she did seem to do pretty okay. Interesting. It's gonna leave that there. So back to Ellie and Joe though. Ellie, this person who can't read the damn room, literally goes to Joe and she's like, "So, I'm gonna take like matters into my own hands since like you won't read the fucking room. So, do you want to go on a date with me?" And he says, "Sure, yeah, okay." And then when she leaves the vicinity, he's left talking to Nathan and Gail, and he tells them, "I don't want to go on this date with her." Ma'am, read the damn room. He doesn't like, you think that he's not into Brie, and you think, how could he not be into me because I'm me? But he's not into you that way. He thinks you're hot. He wants to fuck. He doesn't want a relationship. He wants to fuck. Brie got the memo. Brie doesn't want a relationship with Joe. She too probably just wants to fuck. And that's a little easier for him. She literally thinks, I'm going to say this and whatever. If you think He wants to date you, Ellie? You are dumber than I thought. I never thought in a million years that this man actually wants to date you, be your boyfriend, do all the things. No, the only thing he wants to do is fuck and move on. Like, duh. This girl's planning her wedding and kids and shit that he is not even privy to, and all he wants to do is fuck. Like, she's delusional. He's absolutely delusional. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to tell her, like, I don't want to go on this date. Gail knows this. Gail now rooms with Ellie, so when Gail goes to the room, she's like all excited that he wants to go on this date with her. And meanwhile, Gail's like, what do I do? Because I know he doesn't. I know that he doesn't want to go on this date, and I know what he's about to do. But we kind of see, I can't remember if we actually finished the scene or we completed it, or like we kind of left on like a weird cliffhanger. But he does go to her and he does say, listen, about that date, um, I don't want to. I don't want to go to there. And she's like, oh, okay. And she obviously, I feel bad in the sense that she feels stupid. And that's not fair. He should have just told her straight up, oh, no, wait, I think you're misreading. Um, and, so yeah, like, I wish he just kind of didn't do that to her. Cause like literally, like, let's say 15 minutes later, he's like, by the way, it kind of sucks. But at the same time, like, you're dumb. So I'm in this weird spot. But that's basically where we kind of end that off. I don't know what else to talk about, really. I think that's pretty much it. The only thing that I want just to kind of shed light on here is Sandy talking about, I'm sorry, I can't remember her wife's name. Um, Leah. Leah, right? That's her name? Anyway, um, that her dog passed away. Well, it's kind of obviously their dog. Sandy knew the dog for 5 years, whereas Leah's known the dog for 11 years. So that's really sad. And it was really sad, Sandy kind of talking about, being a captain on a boat. You tend to have a lot of death that happens when you're on sea, out on sea. So you tend to miss a lot. And she kind of talked about both her parents dying when she was out on sea. And I don't even know what you do in that situation. I would literally have to be like, I'm out. Find a replacement, I'm out because I have to go. Like, oh man, that's horrible. But, you don't think about that. And Sandy really put that in perspective. So yeah. But yeah, so that's basically that. There's not much else to say. The only thing is that we kind of see coming up on, in the next, I guess, few episodes that, yeah, again, like I mentioned, Bree got the memo. Ellie didn't. So we definitely see Joe and Bree. They're about to fuck. They're about to fuck. That scene where she literally like, I don't know if it was that like lift your skirt up, or I think it was lift your skirt up, bend over. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, I know a thing or two about how this works. And that definitely sounds like they're about to fuck. So, damn. And Ellie is going to lose her ever-loving mind when that comes out that happened. Anyway, that is what it is. That's how what's the term there? The cookie crumbles. Yeah. But that's it for this episode. Again, you're going to get this episode along with the other two episodes. You're going to get this on the same day I'm recording this, Friday. So you've already gotten Love is Blind UK, episodes 3 and 4. You've already gotten that prior to this. So you're going to get this one next. And then you are going to get 90 Day HEA later on tonight as well. As for the other way, we're a little behind on that one. You should, I'm hoping to get that. You should be getting that, maybe Saturday nights. This kind of depends. But you're also hopefully going to get Bachelorette. A little bit of delay in scheduling, but in recording. So I'm hoping you're going to get that Saturday as well. Saturday morning, but we'll have to see. If not Saturday morning, it might have to be Sunday or Monday at that point, but you'll get it Monday prior to the next show coming. But that is it for this episode. Sorry, I'm coming in here at the end. I completely forgot that I was going to read off the well, sort of hot goss about these guests that came out and apologized after being on the episode. So the guest, I believe she is the primary, is Nasla Paltsev. I think it's her. I'm not 100% sure. But she apologized for her behavior toward Aesha Scott after she was reprimanded by Captain Sandy on the show. She took to her Instagram stories on Tuesday, August 13th to address the backlash from Bravo fans. She was cited a moment between her and Aesha where she made several rude comments to her. And if we remember, this is where she says, quote, "The dinner was definitely not my best moment," or this is where she apologized. And I should not have handled it the way I did. I was emotional and I couldn't reel it back in. Emotional about what? Anyways, it wasn't nice at all. And for that, I'm really sorry about that. She subsequently told Aesha her caviar service sucked. That's what she said. So I was right. After watching the episode, Nacella walked some of those comments back. She said, quote, "The confusion with the knives was silly, but the way I handled it was not okay. For that, I'm truly sorry. Although getting knives confused is not a crime, neither is being rude, but I should not have been that rude." You don't need to be rude at all. I always say this. If you beat character down, you're going, oh, sorry, this is what Captain Sandy said. I'm going to read what she said because I thought it was amazing. What she said on the episode. She said, if you remember, I always say this. If you beat character down, you're going to kill their spirit. But if you're gracious and thankful, you're going to build them up and they are going to want to do more for you. I had a client who spent €1 million on a charter and they were so rude to my crew. I pulled the primary in and I said, "I will cancel your charter tomorrow if you treat my staff like that again." They turned it around like that because I called the owner and he goes, "I don't need the money. Let them go." And the charter. They turned it around to the point where they were clearing their plates. And they were like, "No, you don't have to clear your plates. Just be kind. It's not hard." But that's basically that, for just kind of the apology. We will have a little more, hot goss to discuss about the episode or just kind of in generally speaking for Below Deck, but that will be on another episode. So until then, stay tuned. We'll have a little more. But now that is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps. Every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2@hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityt times two, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube, and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks.